We got Rhys Yates versus Chris Hoy. Very similar builds, different vehicles, but different drivers for sure. An Olympian versus a very young British driver. This is all Brit. Look, we got the Brit in here. We got Brit. We got an American and a South African walk into a bar. Here we go. What do you make of Chris Hoy and his driving? He's saying this. He's more nervous about Gymkhana Grid than he was even Rallycross. What do you think of that?
That's crazy.
Right?
Crazy.
And he's a multiple-time Olympic medalist, but he's going against Rhys Yates, who's definitely a talented young man. Again,
Look at that.
the only Brit to compete full-time in WRC in Class 2. So there is Chris Hoy, Sir Chris Hoy.
Listen, the guy to watch here, though, without a doubt, is Rhys Yates. He is absolutely loving this. The guy's got massive skill. Third fastest qualifier. Said he wanted a bit more horsepower in his rally car to really take on the Solbergs, but he has driven so well considering it's his first grid. You can see Sir Chris Hoy struggling a little bit, just getting his head around the course. Hasn't had much time.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of accidents, but
yeah, you can see the attitude of the car really just diving in. Where Rhys, you can see it keeps it pretty settled. But, yeah. The obstacles, just a ton of obstacles. It being the longest, do you think it's an advantage or a disadvantage, it being longer than previous courses, or just even last year's course to this year's course?
I would say it's an advantage because it's remembering the track. Yes, okay, we've got quite a bit of practice time, but it's in the pressure of a situation going head-to-head with someone, and it's that split second where you have to think about an obstacle. What way do I need to go into that? Oh my God, and how are they doing? And it's very, very difficult not to look over to the other side and see what they're doing as well.
Yeah, we were saying maybe that's the advantage the rally driver has, because they're 100% focused in the stage they're in. They're not looking where the other cars are, so there's an advantage there for them. But this is actually quite interesting because, I mean, Rhys has gone and missed the pinata, which, I mean, it doesn't really matter now going up against Chris, really, but at the end of the day, he gets that wrong in one of his, in the next round, and that could cost him, so he'll definitely want to tidy up his run. This really is just a demo run for Chris. I think it's awesome having him here. It shows just how...
You say it's a demo run? I mean, he wants to compete, but...
No, but it is a demo run for him now. He hasn't had track time, you know. I think it's just great that he's here. Because it hypes up the level of Gymkhana Grid going forward, for sure.
He was very transparent and very honest about it. Again, both myself doing an interview and talking to his crew, but off camera, he said, "Hey man, I want to stop you and show me the video." And he's like, he was gutted, but he was like, "Dude, this is seriously really, really hard." And he's done Le Mans and he's done GT, so
it's amazing how he's just transforming himself from
adapting.
Yeah,
for sure.
Awesome.
Have we found out what you did to your car? Because your car's a little bit different to what you ran last year. I wasn't multitasking. I wasn't listening, really.
A couple of changes, a couple of setup changes. We've got some different tyres that we're running now, but it didn't quite work.
You said 18th, qualified 18th, was
Yes.
it? Okay, yeah, so just outside. And look at the field. I mean, so many Polish drivers, so much talent here, and you know, you and your man are both kind of seeing a lot of the talent across the world with different sanctioning bodies. Is it pretty awesome to see all the different kind of talent across the world?
It really is.
Look at this, Chris Hoy. Chris Hoy, the old dead sailor, stuck on the starting line here as Rhys Yates airs it out. Look at getting super styly there. He's getting more smoke and style because he knows that Chris Hoy is back there on the start line. But again, all the talent across the globe.
It's amazing to be here with the likes of Daigo Saito and Pautrella and people like that. I'm honoured to actually be here with all these guys.
Oh, that's awesome. And Gal.
And Gal.
But,
I think it's great for the sport. What you do, seriously. Very, very cool.
Yeah, what's occupied your time here in 2019, where it looks like Rhys Yates is going to have a dominant performance here, taking out Chris Hoy and advancing on the grade 8. But 2019's been pretty busy for you.
Yes, very busy.
Yeah.
Obviously, I look after Marcin, my other half, as he's competing in Drift Masters GP this year.
Just got that victory in Riga, right? A couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
awesome.
really good. So very happy for him. It's a long time coming, and it's boosted everybody. And Bagsy, for instance, he got last round that we did in Germany in Ferropolis, he came second. So it's a real UK hype, and hopefully we'll go to Mondello in a couple of weeks' time for the final round, and we'll get a good result there as well.
Yeah, lock it in. We're gonna get a good result.
Exactly.
You will it on to you.
You were talking to me about your drift school and the things that you were doing. That's really cool.
Yeah, So I now own a drift school called RDX Drift Academy.
That's fine. That's why you're up here.
We'll put it on the screen.
And it's all pretty new, and I'm trying to get everything together for it. And next year is where I pretty much get everything down and do a more corporate feel to it as well. So.
Yeah, and to get more women into the series. Yeah,
exactly. Really good.
So it looks like Reese Yates in dominant fashion takes out Chris Hoy, or Chris Hoy unfortunately takes himself out. So Sir Chris Hoy really showing you how difficult it is. I told you it's hot in here.
Yeah, it's really hot.
This hot rod here, this gentleman, definitely a fun driver to watch. Ark from Russia. He is part of the Fail crew. And, I know he is super excited. I believe he's got I think it's a VR, right? It's VR powered. So, but it's the new VR under the hood of an R34.
It's the best looking R34.
It's pretty fire. But he's going against the young cat that is Knick Knack, a Latvian driver. So Russia versus Latvia, Knick Knack.
14 years old.
Yeah, and
That's nuts.
he's really blown up. He started drifting when he was like 12. So he kind of exploded the internet. He's come over to Formula Drift with his dad. But Knick Knack, a talent. I mean, who comes out on top here for you? I mean, this isn't a drift competition, too. That's the thing. These guys are drifters. First time for both of them to be at Gymkhana. Doesn't? Winning? Winning?
I would have to say, probably the R34
Okay, so you're saying
love
Ark comes
Knick
out on
Knack,
top? Yeah, so here we go. Ark.
Such a good little kid, though.
He's coming here, Arcadia, not with the best qualifying position, 11th versus
Look at this, though,
Nicholas in 6th. But man, anything can
Quite
happen.
well
in
matched.
grid.
Look at this. Amazing.
And I know that him and his father told me the other night that their Mass Motorsports engine is having a bit of a cold, so it's breaking up a little bit, so they might be down on horsepower as opposed to coming in 1,200 horsepower under the hood of that R34.
I don't think he would mind though, because I wouldn't want 1,200 horsepower trying to navigate this circuit.
No,
you know
Ark
what I mean?
is good at 1,200, the R34.
Yeah,
I'm saying Knick Knack, he was at estimated around 700, but he's not running 100%.
He's a little bit okay.
Yeah, so good execution there on that pinata ball.
But
Isn't
they're
it
still
still
close.
a bit questionable to having a bit too much horsepower to how much wheel speed that you don't need and things like that? I know it's good, straight line, hitting it off the start line, but to slow down and then to not have any wheel speed.
That's what Luke was talking about. He was saying just, the V8 just stomps it and it just lights him up, and that's going to be the issue as opposed to his previous setup, which is really manageable, and he's maxing it out as opposed to having some more horsepower on deck, finding that perfect scenario. Horsepower, weight, dialing in. So as these guys are wrapping up here, let's see what kind of times we get from Ark and Knick Knack. They are Knick Knack and Knick Knack. They are neck and neck as Ark and Knick Knack.
Well, style points across the line.
Look at that.
That's exciting.
0.10 separate them. 0.110 if we're getting...
That's amazing.
He has the head games now. Now you swap over. So Knick Knack's going on to what everyone is saying is their better side, the left side. So he's going on to essentially his better side with the negligible gap. So some mind games going on here.
Exactly.
Is the left side better for you?
Yes, I think it flows a lot more for me. I don't know whether that's because I'm left-handed.
Yeah, it's in the
or
header.
what, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mirror course. It's just we all have a favorite. That's the So this is actually geared up to be a really good battle because now you've just got to keep it cool, keep it focused, and just not do anything
No
stupid.
penalties.
Yeah.
Here we go, Knick Knack and Ark, but they need to hit all the right
So
positions.
look at how much wheel
Yeah. So you're losing some grip there as he moderates it, and now Knick Knack look less angle than that of Ark as now they bring it sweeping through.
He's 14 years old. It still blows my mind. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm not even going to
Imagine
try
when
to
he goes
pronounce
for his
Ark's
driving
last name.
test.
Oh, yeah. I was barely riding a bike. I'm kidding. Again, trying to pronounce Ark's last name.
Arcadia Chargratsev.
Okay.
Wow.
I've been having a lot of vodka lately. I'm so fluent. It's frightening.
All right. Again, you mix that with Monster, you're good to go. Here we go. Knick Knack brings it around the swimming pool that was made famous by Oliver Solberg in Gymkhana 10. There are the segues with the mannequin, so if a mannequin gets hit, nobody gets hurt. Pinata right on. Man, this is going to come down. Oh, look at that
wow.
Knick
He's
Knack.
ahead.
A slight advantage for Knick Knack from Latvia.
You know,
Look at that angle.
there is where you can see the other driver. So Arcadia would have come out of that rotation, clearly seeing that Niklas is slightly ahead. Easy to get it wrong from the R&M.
That Wolf Track BMW, again, Mass Motorsports, Wolf Fab, HGK, and the fail crew of ARC, and that, as Tessa said, a great looking R34, but no matter how good it always looks better on the podium. So here we go, in that final 720.
This is so close. There's 0.1 in it, so.
Yeah.
0.110 separate them, but let's see what happens here
God.
now as Knick Knack, and our Knick Knack just nudges them out, and it looks like Knick Knack will get the victory.
Have a look at this, a 3:11.495 over 3:11.506.
0.011.
No
amazing.
way.
0.011. We're talking tenths of tenths here.
Wow.
So wow,
New
amazing run.
favorite race.
What's that?
This is our new favorite.
Oh, that was
favorite
it.
for sure.
That was the one where, you know, it was really coming down to it. But Knick Knack from Latvia gets the victory over ARC.
Wow,
Tessa, your final thoughts, because we're gonna kick you out of here. It's too hot. but your thoughts here. That was you. Hey, you got to see what could potentially be the best and tightest race of the weekend.
Exactly. And fair play to Knick Knack, and being 14 years old, coming here for his first time and absolutely killing it so far.
Awesome.
Unbelievable. Look at this finish over the line. Brilliant.
Wow. Wow. So a good execution there. Again, Tessa, thank you so much.
Thank you
for joining us.
For having me.
And we'll see you at the bar later. We can hang out.
Definitely.
Here we
We've
are
got to
again
do
for annual. Hey,
Morris.
hey.
Oh, in. Oh, yeah. Like lost your love again.
There it is. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Again, find more at Tessa.
Listen, you go and enjoy it nice and cool outside there. We'll sweat away for the rest of the races.
Okay.
So we into our final battle, all-wheel drive. Riku Tako against Marcin Vicik. This is going to be a cracker race. And then we move through into our quarterfinal. It's going to be a tough one to call. Riku obviously massively experienced. It's his 5th grid, qualified as the 6th fastest going into this all-wheel drive first round, and Marcin Vicik, the 11th fastest qualifier. His first grid, he's from Poland, so he's certainly going to have the crowd behind him. I love the look of that Ford Focus RX. Looks amazing. But we know how good a Mini is at getting rotated. Small wheelbase. Well, they have grown quite a lot over the years. This could be quite an interesting little battle.
And Riku Tako, talking to him last night, he says this car is very competitive, very different from his previous Mini setup, and he's ready to throw down 270 horsepower, so fairly manageable. And watch how he gets this car rotated around. He's going to really use that handbrake and whip it around. I think he's really going to shine later on in the course where it gets technical and it gets tight. Here we go.
It'll be quite interesting to see how he's going to line up, because this is obviously perfect. He's going to go into a battle against Reese Yates, which is critical. So yeah, two very similar cars in terms of dimensions and proportions, very similar in horsepower as well. So that's going to be his battle if he should go through. Riku would go up against Reese Yates, but Marcin looking pretty good. Got the slight advantage going in here, but like you said, Jared, he should have that advantage. More horsepower in the first part of the course. It's the more technical second loop where we're expecting Riku to come back into, but he's picked up a 1-second penalty, so this isn't working to his favor at all.
All right, so yeah, Riku Tako with that penalty, and he does hit.
He's missed the ball. I think Marcin missed the ball in the pinata. From what I can see, we'll see now if our timekeepers. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, there
so that's
is.
Even things out. So now it's a straight battle, but it's really messed up his rhythm.
Yeah, and again, this Polish driver here, Marcin. But let's see, Riku Tako with a wide swing. But this is where I think he's really going to shine. Riku really he's going to perform surgery here in these washing machine turns.
I saw him touch the spindle there as well going around. But Marcin actually had the advantage, so I think that little mess up at the pinata really threw off his rhythm, and he lost that lead.
And look at both of them with the wide swing. Here goes, you can see Riku Tako just a slight advantage, and it looks like 1, 2, 3. Just about 2 seconds, 2.069 separate Marcin and Riku Tako.
Yeah, you can't write the result down just yet. They're going to swap sides now. 2 seconds is nothing. There's a lot that can still go wrong, as we've seen. It does happen. But we're gearing ourselves up nicely for quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And a couple of really cool battles that we can start talking about in a little while.
This is our final battle, top 16 here in all-wheel drive, and our last battle of rear-wheel drive. We just saw that of Knick Knack and ARC, and Knick Knack will will advance on, but
taking on Daigo Saito in that
battle.
battle.
Wow,
So
Knick Knack versus Daigo.
That's potentially a massive battle, but I'm quite excited about this as well, because obviously we know Reese Yates has secured his spot in race 4 in the quarterfinals, and he'll go up against the winner of this. Is going to be Riku or Marcin. Obviously the local fans would love to see a Polish driver through to the next round, but he's got a 2-second gap that he's got to make up, and he is also now running onto what a lot of the drivers are saying is not their favorite side, the right side. So let's see how this pans out.
Riku here on the left-hand side, as you say. And away they go. Let's see what kind of starts we get here. Marcin, a little bit more horsepower, very evident there in that separation, but slowing down quickly. So you can see just nosing down. So a nice fluid line there from Riku. So regardless of the horsepower difference, fairly equal right now.
It's pretty wide though. I mean, that's what seems quite tricky, is getting that first line against the barrels. He was pretty wide, and he's certainly given advantage to Marcin.
Looks like
pivoting.
Yeah, I think he's lifting his leg on the ball over there. Right? As coming around that sweeping transition. Yeah, I know you're a big dog guy, but must love dogs, right?
Yeah, so anyway.
All right, around the pool goes Marcin.
He's got a good enough gap here.
He does.
If he keeps it tight, he's got it
nice, very fluid. Our fellow Polish announcers that are speaking to the house, they're speaking to the building. You can hear their excitement, and we talked about all the Polish drivers earlier, and the announcers cursed. They seem to be getting knocked out, but look at this, Marcin saying, no, the right side is my best side right now.
I mean, this is bucking the trend. I mean, he could be changing things. The right side could be one's new favorite. 2 seconds he needed to make up. It looks like he's got it at this stage. Has to keep it tidy through here. And this is the challenge for Riku, not to overdrive in this whole section, trying to get that little word. Luke saying it. You see the guy, you think you need to put your foot down to close the gap. It doesn't
Don't panic, stay calm, because if you hit this obstacle, that 1 second that you might have made up, look at this, Riku dialing it in, performing surgery around the 720, and Riku gets the jump, and that's what I told you. Didn't I tell you that? Hey, look at that. I actually got something right there.
You were spot on. I mean, you said he's going to dominate in that more technical second section, and he did. That was a big comeback there.
Yeah, but hats off to Marcin Visick. A good effort there, but unfortunately, the Finnish driver, Riku gets the win. So Riku will advance on. Well done.
That's purely horsepower off the line there. That forward focus pushing out at just over 600 horsepower, I think. So a massive advantage there. And the first part of the track is pretty quick, especially with that launch off the line into that first fast section. But it does tighten up quite a lot. Way better Marcin was there. Missed the pinata on the first run, which gave him a penalty. And he certainly got it lined up. Very, very cool. And he did a big comeback, did Riku, to close that gap and through to the next round. Quarterfinals for him.
All right, so here we go. Let's move on into is this our first battle of the Grade 8?
Yeah, we're going into
this is our first battle.
Quarterfinals. So it's Bagsy up against Koppelinski.
And you say Powell, but all right, so yeah. So as we are taking a look who is going on into the Grade 8, there it is. Bagsy versus Powell. You got Christos versus Dmitry Ilyuk. Christian Bakarud versus Mantis in that MX-5. And then Daigo Saito versus Knick Knack. You look excited here.
Because that was the one that we weren't sure of.
And here is the all-wheel drive Grade 8. Let's take a look at the talent here. Petr Solberg versus Dmitry Shribny. Oh, man, he wants revenge. Jonathan Bucky Buck versus Ben Dryberg, that young rookie. Ollie Solberg versus Carl Van Ness. And then Reese Yates versus our most recent winner, Riku. This is shaping up to be very diverse. Look at the diverse flags, the vehicles, the builds. Let's go racing. Maris, you seem excited, bud.
Well, I'm glad, because we finally figured out what happened there with Mantis. So it was Mantis who beat Cuba, so we've got that result done. So this is where things start getting real. Quarterfinals, some interesting battles. Bagsy up against Paul Koppelinski. Powell is in a very cool BMW. I love the 1M, great little car, designed perfectly for something like Gymkhana Grid, and he's certainly got enough horsepower in it as well, 700 horsepower. So let's see how he goes. He eliminated Marco Paljan to getting to the start. Bagsy, fastest qualifier, had a very easy run through into the quarters. And let's see if he can keep it together and book his slot in the semi-finals.
Can that #1 qualifier, Bagsy Baggioni here in that Monster Energy S13. He brought out his smoke and style car, but this is the weapon to perform surgery on this track. Doesn't want to smoke them as much and light up those Accelerate tires, but he's obviously going to do that with that 700 plus horsepower chassis, the 7.4 liter V8 sticking out of that hood. Here goes Bagsy into that sweeping transition now. Over here, great perspective here on the front end of his chassis around the ice pool, made famous by Oliver Solberg in Gymkhana 10, into the Pinata turn. That was great. And that gave you a good position or a good view of how you just nose in and just whip it around and slam into the back end of that Pinata.
Like was saying, you're looking over your shoulder. You know, you're going in one direction, you then got to rotate the other. It's a really tricky section, that Pinata. But it gives you a great sensation of speed. It's like, oh my word, coming to the barrier, it rotates, amazing.
Here we are into the first of the 3 bumper car washing machine turns. You can see coming out a little slow roller there.
I don't know what Powell missed. Maybe it was the Pinata, but I see he's picked up a 1-second penalty too.
Oh, wow. That...
Arriving before Bagsy, but that second's going to make the difference. Oh, it's a lot closer than we thought, eh?
Yeah. And look at Bagsy. Looks like he regained that ground, but Powell does cross the finish line first, but the penalty assessed will offset it. So Bagsy looks like he does have the advantage here.
But here we go.
Because they're
now going to swap over. Bagsy's going on to the side that nobody really wants to claim as a favorite, except in that last run when Marcin was actually doing pretty well.
Yeah.
But this is going to be interesting. There's nothing in it. 0.8, not even a second. Anything can go. Bagsy's got some work to do here.
He does. This is not going to be an easy victory as he advances further into the grade 8, but he would like to get into the 4 and then eventually into and onto the podium into the finals. Here we go. Powell, Koppelinski, Bagsy. A quick jump from Bagsy. Look at him launch off the line.
I'm looking at reaction times. 0.5 of a second from Bagsy there versus 0.7, so he certainly reacted quickly.
And that's practically perfect. Like, you know, on like a drag race, 3.5 is perfect. So Bagsy, look at the focus. Normally don't see him with the spectacles, but the doctor is in the building. See what you got. You see him working the fever lever, man.
I love that view. You could see his eyes looking to see if I've lined up to hit that sledge ball. He's nailed it. Well done.
Came in like a wrecking ball. All right, you can see him again shifting, using that handbrake.
This is the benefit of this little one end. I mean, it's got such a short wheelbase. It rotates perfectly. He's got enough horsepower in it as well.
Oh, man, we are neck and neck or tail and tail as both of them come out of the Pinata turn. Oh, looks like Bagsy has to correct. You see him feeding the wheel.
And you see the grimace on his face as well. He's got some catching up to do here. And like I said, there's nothing at 0.8 of a second, and that looks like the lead that Powell currently has. This is going down to the wire.
Yeah, there is just about a half-second difference, or 0.8 difference. And here we go, Powell, Koppelinski. Can he take out that #1 qualifier? He is a Polish driver going against the Brit.
Oh, he's got
into the 720, Powell.
Oh, he made a mistake.
Oh, wide
he made
swing.
a mistake on the one. He struggled on that rotation.
He comes out wide, again, 0.8 difference.
He's got it.
It looks like Powell might have it.
Man, that
yes,
is a massive upset. That is a huge, huge upset.
And Bagsy pulls in, and Powell, Koppelinski.
This is what I love. You know, we get to do something here where there are no favorites. You know,
Bagsy got a DNF.
I don't think he got something wrong going through that course there, but this is what makes Gymkhana Grid so amazing, because there's just no rule book here. You can be the fastest all weekend, and it comes down to the run that counts. It's just unbelievable.
So there you have it, Powell.
Yeah.
That's what it was, and we thought it was.
We actually saw the grimace on his face. He realized he'd made that mistake, and there we go. The favorite, the fastest guy from a rear-wheel drive perspective, is knocked out. The Polish fans are stoked. Powell, Koppelinski is through. Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's take a look at here again as we get a special guest, and we'll bring him in here momentarily.
You
and
can
look
have
at
a look
that.
there.
Yeah, the wrong way, and that just again. your nerves get the best of you, your mind is racing, your body, your heart, all of it, you're ripping through. So it's a great segue to bring in our special guest here,
Yes, I did the same thing.
Andreas Backerud. And are we on? Can we hear you?
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, we're not on.
Maybe. I did the same thing as Bagsy in the qualifying, so
yeah.
I know exactly how easy it is to do a mistake like that. Like, the natural line is actually the line he's taking.
Yep, yep. All right, so look at this. This should be a fun one. Look at this. We got Petter Solberg against Dmitry Shrivny. And Dmitry Shrivny, he has 2 wins himself. Petter would love to get back on the box. We saw him in, get second last year. We saw him get the win in Greece. Can he do it here in Warsaw, Poland?
And Andreas knows Petter's not competitive.
It's so fast. Petter and the car, I've been behind it for 2 years. I know. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, did you hear what he said? He's not competitive at all.
No. Oh, he was actually touching a barrel there.
Oh, there you go.
I'm loving this onboard footage though, because it really does give you an idea of how busy it is in there. How you?
I went meeting them in their tent, and Oliver was faster on this practice run. And
2 seconds.
2 seconds, yeah. It's going to be tight today.
Look at this. Look at really calm Petter Solberg, but as you called it, Andreas, there was a 1-second penalty, very unlike Petter, but for that penalty, he might make it up just with a hot rod of a vehicle. Oh wow, hit on both ends, front, back, side to side.
He said to me at breakfast he really struggles with that pinata, whereas Ollie's got that dialed in. But we've had one upset already. Could we have a second? Because Petter came in fastest qualifying, all-wheel drive. He's got a massive advantage, but there's a 1-second penalty too. So Dimitri's certainly still in with a shout.
It's so smooth. It's so smooth.
Look at that, in second gear. Grabs that handbrake, gets that back end, and just rotate. Dmitry Shrivny, he accumulates a penalty, unfortunately, and that is insult to injury because he is back there quite a bit. As look at, you can see Petter already coming in, Dmitry still over there.
And look, you can see on the inboard how he's working with the pedals, like right foot on the brake and clutch pedal with the left.
You got to see someone really working with their feet yesterday when you went for a ride with Bartos.
Yeah, that was unreal.
Unbelievable, eh?
Yeah, unbelievable. It's something I've never seen before.
Yeah, and if people don't know, Bartos is here just having some fun. He tried to compete, but Bartos, without arms, got into a motorcycle accident years ago and just persevered and built a vehicle that can accommodate his needs. Drives with his left foot. He shifts with his right limb. He does have a bit of a nub off his right side. He shifts with that. I think that's really cool.
It is really cool, and he have the same panels as we have. So he have like all the buttons you need to have: main, switch, ignition, starter, fans, and he's using his left big toe.
Yep. Yeah, but with his left foot.
With his left foot. Radio.
Flexibility, amazing.
Hey, my team, I'm in the car, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Closes the door with his 2 toe bones. Bam.
Yep, and he does have a handbrake. I put quotation fingers in there, but it's right above his gas pedal, his throttle. So here we go, and off the line, look at that line lock, whacks it. Petter Solberg jumps ahead of Dmitry Shrivny. Again, this Ukrainian driver representing Ukraine and Russia.
0.45 reaction time from Petter there. That is blitz.
He's a great quick reaction.
That is nailing it. But listen, Petter won't be happy with this because he's actually had a bit of a messy first run picking up that penalty. Dimitri's got another one, so he's going to go through here for sure. And I'm making the prediction early on. Dimitri slammed into the back of the wrecking ball here. He's picked up a big penalty there as well. Bits of the car hanging off the back. We'll pick that up now, I'm sure.
So panic mode there for Dimitri, unfortunately, right? Like you got to think, he's like, oh, gotta catch up. So risk it for the biscuit.
It looks really smooth. Just look at the pedal work.
All right, so hey, you, Andreas, Mr. Backerud, talking about your experience here. You entered in rear-wheel drive as opposed to all-wheel drive. Why was that? Just want to do something different?
Yeah, I want to do different, and we have a race next week in the World Championship. I'm currently leading the World Rallycross Championship, so I didn't want to use the car too much. The team is already stressed up enough, so that's basically the reason. And it's cool to have tried both genre, I would say, like, even though I tried the Cossi Escort in 2016 in Greece, so yeah.
But it's a big weekend for you next weekend.
It is.
My goodness.
It's all in. That's the only thing I've been working for the last 10 years.
Yeah. and where are you at for those that don't know? Like, how many races are left? Where's the points chase?
2 races left, leading over Timmy and Kevin Hansen, which is level with 2 points. So it's it's super close, super competitive, and it's going to be 2 races with going all in.
It's going to come down to, wow, that's
But it's
amazing.
been an amazing year for you because your commitment to the program came very late.
Yeah.
A lot of catching up to do.
2 days before the entry closed, we signed the papers. So.
Well, real quick, Petter Solberg does get the victory. Petter Solberg gets the win, but Mr. Backarood, rude dude, got a new haircut yesterday.
Yeah,
Thanks to Paul and the
There
boys.
you go.
You can look at that. Oh, so hip, so hip. But so you're talking about, again, 2 races left, 2 points separate you, no pressure.
No pressure. I mean, like, this is what I live for. So, to be honest, like, I love competition when it's really close racing and when you have been driving against somebody for a long time. Like me and Timmy, for example, we started karting together and we was racing together when we was 12 years old. So it's really, really cool that we are competing now in the World Championship already for many years, and we have been very, very equal. So it's man to man, and it's all in.
That's awesome.
Andreas, Riga for you as a track, does it suit you? I know it's a
No,
lot of
normally-
drivers' favorite circuit, but
Yeah, normally not for me. Like, I've never been on the podium there, and it's never been my favorite track. Last year, Matthias beat me in the same car with quite a lot. So I'm going in there. I need to perform on my highest. So that's where my mind is at. That's my excuse for not qualifying the other day. So.
no, but
You're like, I'm
it
gonna
must
focus.
also be really good to be able to come to an event like this and just dial down the competitiveness and just come to have fun, meet the fans, because that's really
Meet
what
you
it is.
guys.
Oh, it's cool to hang out, man.
First and foremost.
No, but it is. It must be really nice just to have a weekend where you can just enjoy motorsport without the pressure.
And like, I spoke with a couple of other guys. I think I said in the press conference with you, like, this event, rally drivers comes here, rallycross drivers, drifters, karting drivers, tarmac racing drivers comes here, and
Electric cars.
Olympic medalist. I mean,
Chris Hoy. Yeah.
Chris Hoy.
Yeah,
It's
Chris
amazing.
Hoy.
It's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Cool, man. I'm glad, and we're glad you're here too.
Yeah.
So looks like the track is getting cleaned up. Look at this.
It's ready to go into our next
Man.
quarterfinal.
Fans there at the start line, giving thumbs up. I love that dude.
Here we go, Dimitri Ilya Christos. Oh, look at Dimitri. Come on now, this isn't smoking style, Dimitri. You gotta keep the traction to the ground. Yeah,
It's the
Dimitri Ilya.
angriest sounding car that Dimitri's got. Man, oh man, it's a monster.
Yeah, from Ukraine here, firing off.
If you're ever at the start grid, he has the lowest car ever.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so continuing on, where are we at? I'm trying to get
So I think Dimitri qualified faster than.
Christos.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, but this is looking neck and neck. Yeah, they're actually running very, very tight. And Christos actually has that early advantage, and he's on the so-called less grippy, less favorite side. The sun's starting to go down, so from a driving perspective, a lot more that you would have started seeing as it gets darker. But this is good. Second Gymkhana Grid for Christos. First one was 2016 in Greece.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, that's a tricky corner, that.
Yeah, Chris is in front.
All right, so Christos, his slight advantage. Oh, you saw a little hiccup there, maybe allowing Dimitri some ground to gain.
It's so easy for Dimitri now to go on power too much and do a mistake.
And just light him up, break traction, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing, visually you can see, and you think you've got to catch up, and it's going to come with the right foot, but it's not. It's going to come with the
You
head.
will see them, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really smooth.
Yeah, really good
A lot of the
execution.
drivers were saying they're really
Dimitri's in front.
caught up. So he was really good through that transition.
Oh, it's tight. It's really tight.
Dimitri
Come
with
on,
a
now.
wide
Penalty.
swing. And look at this. Yeah, Dimitri with that penalty. Dimitri does have that 1 second penalty. Let's see where they land. It looks like
This is great racing. I haven't seen a race yet, so I'm really stoked.
Andreas is pumped right now. So there is a 1 second difference. There was a penalty assessed, and that was 1.045. So basically, it would have been 0.045 difference, but now throw another second at Dimitri. Really, as you say, going to the less light side, going to that right side. Christos, he can really strike.
Yeah, what do you tell yourself now, Andreas? Because now you know you've made a mistake. You're not on your favorite side. It's really hard to get your mind
Oh,
right.
it's so hard. He's in a hard position. He's so equal between them. Red light. There we go. I better stop with Dimitri this time.
Nice tire smoke.
Much better.
Look at that massive advantage coming into the arena. Nearly up, 0.6 of a second advantage coming in.
This is where you have to don't look at the other side.
No.
Just focus on your obstacles and don't hit anything,
Yeah.
right?
At the end of the day, you can't do anything better than what you can do, you know?
Right. Yeah, you're
And it's
racing
not
the other
gonna help,
competitor, but
yeah.
you're racing the clock more importantly.
But
he
he's
missed
the
he missed the
ball.
burn.
Oh, no.
That's big problems. But I know what you're saying. It sounds perfect in theory. Don't look at the other guy. And then you come out of the container section. You're heading straight at each other. You can see exactly where
There's the penalty.
Yeah, and yesterday I
And
know
a DNF,
Dimitri is
though.
so competitive.
Oh, wow. So Christos has a
as a
DNF.
DNF. So he's made a mistake on the course. He's gone through somewhere wrong.
Oh, wow. So
That changes
Dimitri could
everything.
get gifted a victory as long as he does the entirety of the course in the correct order. It looks like Dimitri will be handed the victory, courtesy of Christos, unfortunately making some mistakes.
See, this is what makes Gymkhana Grid so special.
Oh,
You can make mistakes. There's such pressure.
You know who's bumped? Dimitri. And he probably doesn't even know yet.
The thing is, I know Dimitri. I spoke with him last night, and he have tried like 30
Look at his turbo
different
glowing.
type of tires. You know, he's going all in this weekend. He's so competitive.
Look in the look in the
Oh, wow, we've given a heads up here. The incorrect information from the judges. Ignore that DNF. What you see is the race.
Okay,
so there's no DNF for Christos.
Dimitri doesn't cross first, and it looks like Christos. So again,
Christos
that was
through.
false information on the DNF. Marius just reiterating what you said. Our director came through and says that is false information. So it looks like Christos will get the victory according to him crossing the finish line first, both the first race and the second race, and then insult to injury, Dimitri getting penalties on both the first battle and the second battle, Marius.
It was a good job by Chris coming back after that poor start.
Yeah.
I have to give it to him.